College of Engineering and Physical Sciences. Friday, 12th of December, 12:30 p.m. Today, we're coming to you from the grand halls of the University of Birmingham, an institution steeped in discovery and research since 1900. The University of Birmingham was the UK's first civic university, a place designed for everyone, not just the privileged few. Every one of our graduates today is a part of that proud tradition of learning and achievement. Degree congregations at the University of Birmingham date back to 1901 and are held here in the Great Hall, right at the heart of our Edgbaston campus. Attended by nearly 30,000 graduates and guests each year, these events are the highlight of the university calendar and represent for many students the conclusion of their studies at Birmingham. Originally built as a cathedral to learning, the Great Hall never fails to impress our visitors. The building is Grade 2 listed, and it's really the details that make the space so special. It features a trompe-l'oeil domed ceiling located above its formal marble entrance. The entrance is bordered by archways that are designed to draw the eye towards the centre of the room. music you can hear is being performed by our very own student musicians. They often perform versions of modern pop hits or songs with a Birmingham connection. Graduands wait for the ceremony to start, this is a time for them to reflect on how far they've come. They may think back to the first lecture they attended in a packed lecture hall, making friendships that will last a lifetime. Maybe they're thinking back to their first eureka moment, when their chosen field of study finally clicked into place. Or perhaps they're thinking about late-night debates in the guild, that group project that pushed them to their limits, or the spark of inspiration when they saw their research was really making an impact. Today they close one chapter and open another. A degree from the University of Birmingham is more than just a name on a certificate. Our graduates are recognised by employers for their resilience, creativity and dedication. Soon they'll find many exciting opportunities waiting for them. Shout out to the staff, students and volunteers who have made this special day possible. We couldn't have done it without you. Also, a reminder to share your photos from today on social media. Make sure to tag our accounts so we can engage with your moment. The audience is a mixture of graduands who sit in the back of the hall and their loved ones who are seated near the stage. During the ceremony, the graduands will make their way up to the stage, accept their scroll, and be applauded by their families and fellow students. In the sea of formal robes in the ceremony, attendees may spot black gowns, red and green gowns, and possibly some other eye-catching colours. The black robes are worn by those graduating with their bachelor's and master's. Green and red robes are for those picking up a doctorate degree. To the families, friends and supporters watching from home today, your encouragement, pep talks and well-timed cups of tea have helped our graduates reach this day. Let's take a moment to appreciate the parents who still don't quite understand what their child studied, but are immensely proud regardless. Well done, everyone. You've earned this celebration. Soon our ceremony will begin. There's a degree of pomp and circumstance to the day that echoes back through the years. These rituals connect our graduands today to students from the very first British universities formed in the 13th century. This procession isn't just tradition for tradition's sake. It's the university's way of honouring the past, affirming the authority of scholarship, and marking the threshold our graduands are about to cross. Now it's time for the procession to start. Senior academics of the university are led into the Great Hall by 2 mace bearers and will sit on stage throughout the ceremony. There is a mace bearer at the front of the line and one at the back. The latter is called the Esquire Bedell. Both carry large silver maces that they put down on stage. This is a ceremonial kick-off to the day. The mace bearers are usually staff members from the university who have volunteered to take part. Row by row, the procession makes its way up to the stage, passing proud faces in the congregation, students in mortarboards, parents wiping away tears, tutors exchanging proud glances. A senior member of the university, such as the Chancellor or a Provost, will be the last to take their place. They'll stand before the attendees and declare the congregation open.
I declare the congregation open.
Good afternoon, everyone. Graduands, honoured guests, families, friends and supporters, welcome to Birmingham. We're delighted that you're here with us today. My name is Professor Marika Taylor and I'm the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Head of the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences. Today is a day of real celebration. It's an opportunity to reflect on the dedication, perseverance and excellence that you, our graduates, have demonstrated throughout your academic journey. You're now part of a long tradition of excellence and innovation. Since our founding in 1900 as the first civic university, Birmingham has been a place that welcomes students from all backgrounds on an equal basis. It's a university that's committed to serving the public good and to advancing social progress. This year, we've been especially proud to reflect on our 125-year legacy, and together we've been celebrating this special milestone in memorable ways. You might remember seeing Old Joe lit up in vibrant colours at the start of the year, and you might even have taken a few selfies with friends in front of him. And now, as the year is drawing to a close, the clock tower is lit up once more, and again it's becoming a beacon of light that proudly shares our celebration with the city. You may have enjoyed our Come to Campus community festival and open-air concert in June, where thousands of the community came together to celebrate. As the sun set, the university's orchestras, joined by special guest performers, delivered a powerful tribute to Birmingham's rich musical heritage, from the elegance of Elgar to the spirit of ELO. It was a celebration that was proudly Brummie and unmistakably ours. And just a few days ago, many of us gathered outside this great hall to experience a spectacular light and projection show that vividly expressed our commitment to excellence and innovation. It highlighted how our researchers shape policy, improve lives, and contribute to the health and well-being of communities around the world. But today, I'm inspired by what you've achieved. There are those among you who've been with us for several years studying for an undergraduate degree or undertaking a higher or professional apprenticeship. Some of you will have dedicated the last few years to undertaking original research which contributes to innovation and discovery, and you're here to be awarded your doctorate. For those of you who studied a master's qualification or completed a leadership programme, your time with us may have been shorter, and indeed you may not have spent so much time on campus at all if you were studying in your workplace or elsewhere. But all of you embarked on your particular journey because you trusted that it would expand your knowledge and would allow you to take the next step in your career or allow you to make a meaningful contribution to your discipline or to society at large. And you made that decision despite the challenges and sacrifices that lay ahead. For some of you, this meant leaving your home countries, family and friends to embrace a new culture and live independently in Birmingham. Others of you may have balanced your studies with demanding work schedules, with family life, or with other important responsibilities. And your ability to overcome these obstacles and achieve your goals is testament to your resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment. Now, from experience, I know that the sacrifices that brought you here today may not have been yours alone. I can see as I look out across the Great Hall that there are people in this room with very proud faces. Some of them will have a tear in their eye or a lump in the throat as you walk up onto the stage to graduate. And there will also be people watching online or elsewhere who'll be thinking of you now and who are proud of everything that you've achieved. You'll all have that person or those people who believed in you, people who supported you and showed you kindness, people who made sacrifices alongside you, and without whom you wouldn't be here. So graduates, let's give a round of applause and a really massive cheer to say thank you to all of those who've supported you along the way. So soon, you'll be coming up onto the stage, and Professor Robin Mason, Pro-Vice-Chancellor International, will admit you to your degree. This is absolutely your moment. When your name is read out, that will be your graduation. And family and friends, that's your cue to make lots of noise. It looks like a formal setting, but please don't let that put you off. Please do cheer and support your particular graduate. So final pieces of advice to our graduates. Please do be careful on those steps. Give a big smile for the cameras, and absolutely don't forget to savour your moment. My warmest congratulations to all of you. Very well done.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands walk across the stage to collect their scroll from the presiding officer.
Good afternoon. I'm Professor Paul Newman, and I'm Head of the School of Physics and Astronomy, and I have the honour of being the presenting officer for today's ceremony. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the University, I present the names of these graduands, as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in their absence, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, School of Chemistry, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into a protection mechanism in the context of DTS and colloidal self-assembly, Benjamin Michael Allott. For research into the degradation of water-soluble polymers, Louise Theresa Maria Brenningmeier. For research into the advancements of DNA nanotechnology and templated synthesis, Bethany Crow. Master of Science, Sustainable Chemistry, Yixuan Gao. Yunsung Lee. Shihuan Sheng. Master in Science, Chemistry, Lawrence George Cougar Putt. Bachelor of Science, Chemistry, Michael Kelly. Samaya Malik. Mohammed Ishaq Mia. Freya Rush. Ji King Kingsley Tang. Serena Ya Yi Tang. Natalie Grace Walker. Evie Woolton. Charlene Mumbi Wanjoe. Chemistry with Business Management, Alexander Sharma. Chemistry with Medicinal Chemistry and Drug Discovery, Grace Silverstone. School of Mathematics, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the mathematical analysis of institutional incentives in finite populations, Kalina Maria Durbach. For research into the analysis of evolutionary methods in biology, Blaine van Rensburg. Master of Science, Applied Mathematics, Mark Angelo Barbaran. Finley Bradshaw. Maria Cuckoo. Harrison James Darby. Johann Hobbs. Junhui Hu. Juzu Lu. Damien Pitts. Thomas Pollard. Jingroon Su. Financial Data Science, Kirti Kaidon. Yuchen Liu. Mithit Sangwan. Financial Engineering, Aftab. Deborah Ayakunu Okanmi Akantoya. Xiaoshan Li. Lefan Liang. Archie McNamee. Zioa Sheng. Huan Wu. Yuxin Shang. Mathematical Finance, Hexin Duan. Yaifa Gil Dominguez. Mathematical, Operational Research, Statistics and Econometrics, Jie Shen. Yaodan Cui. Yitong Gao. Mohammed Hasnain. Chien Li. Royan Pu. Jasmine Roberts. Suban Tahir. Zhenming Yang. Xiaobuao Yu. Yiming Yuan. Yihan Zhang. Statistical Data Science, Mohadese Azimi. Tavneet Kaur Baya. Dominic Hewson. Chuanzhen Liang, Jingjun Liu, Yingying Nan, Tunmai Nitin Sawunt, Wenyu Wang, Boyue Zhang, Yongxin Zheng, Statistics. Tanmay Pradnesh Bonsele, Jieyao Shen, Yu Chen, Dan Jian, Haiyang Wang, Songyue Yu, Master in Science, Mathematics, Muhammad Hussein, Mathematics and Computer Science, Tobiloba Ayokunle Fadero, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics, Matthew Anthony Bennett Baptiste. Serena Vidya Chima. Zaina Dean. Damanjot Dillon. Elliot Eddowes. Mavinda Kaur. Jade Yukshan Louis. Rosalind McLean. And Samuel Shokit.
Pro-Vice-Chancellors, members of the University, honoured guests, graduates and graduands. There are mathematicians who understand the elegance of numbers, and there are leaders who understand the complexity of people. Professor Hester Bale manages both, which in university life is no small advantage, given that the equations are rarely linear and the variables rarely stay still. Her academic journey began with depth. In Dutch secondary school, she was expected to choose 7 subjects. She chose 9. She liked almost everything: physics, chemistry, mathematics, even astronomy. Mathematics won in the end, not because it was the easiest option, but because it was the foundation of the sciences, a subject that allowed her to wander intellectually without ever being lost. She studied technical mathematics at Delft University of Technology, drawn not only to theory, but to mathematics as a tool for solving real-world problems. She went on to a PhD in numerical mathematics, including a period in Oxford, working on what was then a very advanced IBM SP2 parallel computer, a machine that felt and sounded like the future. But her curiosity extended well beyond the technical. Already an avid reader of English literature, she enrolled in a part-time evening degree at Leiden University whilst studying mathematics in Delft. Twice a week, she stepped between 2 very distinct learning communities, each with its own rhythms and expectations, an experience that required resilience and intellectual agility. She completed the degree in linguistics, modelling language, with the same clarity she brought to fluid flows. After her doctorate, she briefly stepped outside academia, joining the Boston Consulting Group. It was an intense education in organisational strategy, but it confirmed that her future lay in universities. When a position opened in Delft's aerospace engineering faculty, she returned. Her first months as an assistant professor were spent not only in Delft, but also at NASA's Langley Research Centre in Virginia. Those summers were formative. Research at its most open. Offices with doors left open, ideas sketched on blackboards, even frozen owl wings, a remarkable mix of people. She returned to NASA for several years, even as security tightened and gradually closed the openness that marked those early visits. Back in Delft, she rose steadily from the Aerodynamics and Wind Energy Group to Dean of the Faculty of Aerospace Engineering, one of the world's leading centres of its kind. Then, in 2021, came a truly historic moment. Professor Bayl became the first woman to serve as Rector Magnificus of Leiden University, one of Europe's oldest and most distinguished institutions. A mathematician and aerospace engineer leading disciplines from archaeology to medicine might once have seemed surprising. Now it represents the versatility and breadth modern universities require. As rector, she's been known for leadership that is clear-sighted and humane. She created the Leiden Learning and Innovation Centre, championing digital education and student well-being. She launched Academia in Motion, broadening how academic achievement is recognised and valuing the quiet, essential work that holds universities together. She speaks candidly about the transition from leading a faculty to a whole university, the need to let go of detail without ever losing touch, the judgment required to decide when to delegate and when to act, and the importance of a small number of clear priorities. Universities, she observes, cannot be led by hierarchy. They must be led by connection, clarity and presence, especially when difficulties arise. Our own connection with Professor Bayl grew from the eUniWell, the European University for Wellbeing. Within that diverse consortium, Leiden and Birmingham quickly realised they saw the world in very similar ways. In meetings, sometimes marked by wide disagreement, the two institutions found themselves instinctively aligned. From those beginnings, collaboration has grown. Together, we have advanced public health research, work in Africa, and joint seed-funded initiatives that allow researchers from both universities to build new partnerships. These projects reflect her conviction that the great challenges facing society cannot be solved by countries acting alone. She speaks powerfully about the importance of European collaboration, about students who grow up as European citizens through shared study, and about the risks posed by tightening knowledge security regimes worldwide. Within Europe, she argues, openness must be protected. Through all of this, she has remained the consummate academic and become something rarer, a leader whose influence stretches across European higher education. And in January, she will return to Delft as Rector Magnificus, completing a full professional circle and confirming the esteem in which she is held. Here at Birmingham, our values are clear: ambitious, innovative, open, collaborative and responsible. Professor Bayul exemplifies them all. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, as we end our 125th anniversary year, it seems entirely fitting to honour a rector whose career has shown that whether in mathematics or in leadership, the real art lies not in solving for X, but knowing which variables matter. And so, to you and to the university, I present Professor Hester Bayul, deemed worthy of admission to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
By virtue of my authority as Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I admit you to your degree. Hester, congratulations.
Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Head of College, members of the University, honoured guests and graduates. Thank you, Professor Dern, for your kind words, and thank you to the academic community of the University of Birmingham for bestowing this profound honour on me. I'm extremely honoured and grateful. As a Rector Magnificus at Leiden University, I have presented honorary doctorates, but it is a different experience to receive one. It is quite humbling. As you've heard, Leiden and Birmingham have been good partners for years, sharing values as innovation, connection, and excellence. It therefore means a lot to me to receive an honorary doctorate from the University of Birmingham. Our first meetings were with eUniWell, a European collaboration focused on well-being. eUniWell unites universities across Europe to advance research, education, and policy focused on well-being, an essential foundation for healthy, fair, and sustainable societies. Leiden and Birmingham shared the vision of fostering cross-border collaboration, student mobility, and interdisciplinary innovation, putting real effort into addressing complex challenges no single institution can solve alone. Some beautiful collaborations sprouted from these eUniWell days: a citizen science project on air pollution, research on African oral history and sign language, and on academic leadership. Always good to have science backing what you do. In this context, I would like to stress the profound importance of international collaboration in science and education. Working across borders enables us to achieve more, to move faster, and to reach further than any individual nation or institution could manage alone. This is true not only within the European Union, but across the whole of Europe and beyond. The rapid development of the COVID-19 vaccines achieved in a matter of months rather than the many years such breakthroughs once required stands as a powerful example of what coordinated scientific effort can accomplish. And it is precisely now, at a moment when some regimes are closing their borders or restricting academic freedom, that we must reaffirm our commitment to openness. And the same spirit of cooperation is essential in education. Our task as universities is not only to advance knowledge, but also to nurture European citizens who are equipped to navigate and address the complex challenges of our time. These challenges rarely stop at national borders. Whether we speak of climate resilience, digital transformation, migration, security or public health, these issues demand graduates who can think across disciplines, cultures and systems. Developing such talent is a shared responsibility, and it is one in which both Leiden and Birmingham play a significant role. By fostering international classrooms, joint programs, and mobility opportunities, we help students grow into engaged and globally minded professionals who will shape the future of Europe and the world. Well, back to this moment. First, congratulations to the University of Birmingham with the 125th anniversary. So that's a great accomplishment. And congratulations to you all, graduates. I can still vividly remember my own graduation ceremony, and if you would have told me then that I would stand here 30 years later as a leader of a university and receiving an honorary doctorate of the University of Birmingham, I would not have believed you. And the road was step by step, with also some side steps. So after I graduated as a PhD student, I did love the academic work, research, teaching, but I didn't want to choose an academic career without having worked outside academia, so I explicitly chose to become a management consultant. Learned a lot about finance, organizations, project management, communication. But after 2 years, I really missed students, teaching, research. So I happily returned after 2 years to Delft University of Technology and to academia, and have never left since. I've had different roles, worked at different universities, but it really brings me energy to work at these beautiful organizations as universities are. So I wish to you, all graduates, that you make exciting steps, try something out, and find your own path. Find what gives you energy, and don't forget to enjoy the ride. Then I come to the end of the speech and would like to thank some people. To begin with, Professor Adam Tikau, Professor Robin Mason, and Dr. Erica Arthur for our great collaborations and the very good times we shared. I hope we'll keep them also when I work from Delft University of Technology. Then to my parents, who themselves never went to university, but have always supported me throughout the journey. And then finally, my family, my husband, Robert Jan, and my 2 sons, Jasper and Quint, for the support, but also the very good times outside work. Thank you so much.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the University, I present the names of these graduands as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees. College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, School of Mathematics, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mohammed Ismail Tahir. School of Physics and Astronomy, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into novel data analysis techniques to discover black holes with gravitational wave observatories, Diganta Bondopade. For research into modelling the dynamics and gravitational wave signal of binary black holes that evolve on eccentric orbits, Alice Bonino. For research into setting up 2 main laser systems for the cooling and trapping of strontium atoms, Sundhya Ganesh. For research into optical lattice clocks using laser-cooled strontium atoms, Abhilash Kumar Jia. For research into van der Waals molecular frameworks, Bo-Shung Lee. For research into precision atomic magnetometry, Joseph Edward Nicholson. For research into making photons and atoms resonate in unison, Tabitha Louise Olney. For research into rare decays of elementary particles, Jack Dillon Sanders. For research into self-assembled nanoscale materials, Hualin Yang. Doctor of Philosophy with Integrated Study. For research into the interaction of atom and molecules with extreme light, Angus James Crooks. For research on microstructural control of 3D printed titanium alloys, Dina Fuad. Master of Science, Nuclear Decommissioning and Waste Management, Javier Mendo Nicolas. Physics and Technology of Nuclear Reactors, Abdullah Tamim M. Aldo Sari. Emily Rebecca Armitage. Nick Baskerville. Carter William Dixon. Oliver James Duran. Matthew Farish. Zoe Forkings. Melissa Harper. Charles Heafy. Rhys David Hill. Daniel Luke Hyatt. Alexander James Peter Kershaw. Jake O'Reilly. Robert Edward Pegg. Zuhair Sheikh. Polycarpos Stathopoulos. Jeff Wakely. Alfred Webb. Master in Science, Physics, Thomas Green. Simon Ronald Gregory Harting. Patrick John Mortimer. Physics and Astrophysics, Isaac George Allen. Thomas William Greenwood. Physics with Particle Physics and Cosmology, Richani Burrows Chambers. Elliot Pritchard Wright. Physics with a year in Computer Science, Matthew David. Theoretical Physics, Previn Chady. Christopher James Stanley John Waters. Bachelor of Science, Physics, Oliver Kelly. Sir Isaac Wong. Physics and Astrophysics, Felicity Rose Aston. Lucas Fisher. Theoretical Physics, William John. Theoretical Physics and Applied Mathematics, Abdullah Rizwan. School of Metallurgy and Materials, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into hierarchical sodium-ion battery electrodes, G.R. Al-Sofi. For research into polymer electrolytes for sodium-ion batteries, Nur Iza Binti Abdul Aziz. For research into the anomalous strengthening effect of brass during its manufacture, Jonathan Michael Birch. For research into the use of antimicrobial peptides for the coating of titanium surfaces, Diana Cristina Serra Gomez. For research into sensing in adhesive joints, Maximilian Hlatke. For research into the electrospinning of lignin, Rohit Jassi. For research into high-capacity pressure electrodes for sodium-ion batteries, Halima Kanom. For research into the modelling of chemical reactions between liquid titanium and ceramic investment cast shells, Joseph Moses. For research into the processing and evaluation of oxide-based ceramic matrix composites, Thomas Christopher William Nelson. For research into the secondary crystallisation behaviour of polymers using small-angle neutron scattering, Matthew John North. For research into the development and characterisation of novel ferritic superalloys for high-temperature nuclear applications, Sophia Olympia von Tiedemann. For research into high nickel cathode materials and their integration into high energy and power cells, Ethan Thomas Williams. Master of Science, Material Science and Engineering, Wagesh Kamai Baria. Hongyang Chen. Mohammed Adil El Sayed. Matthew James Harris. Hardeep Johal. Haoren Lee. Kutai Marangos. Ayman Mohammed El Amin. Fayaz Qureshi. Rim Tahari. Adam Tuema. Amna Ubaid. Weiyu Wang. Cleo Layla Whitcomb. Shihao Zhu. Space Engineering. Chloe Lorraine Bolongaro. Catherine Milne. Samuel John Patton. Danielle Tahir. Master of Engineering, Aerospace Engineering, Hamzi Ahmed. Jaden Nafir. Babatope Richard Oje. Material Science and Engineering with Industrial Experience, Albert Sims Ridgway. Mechanical and Materials Engineering, Jem Uyumaz. Nuclear Engineering, Ethan Sumner. Bachelor of Science, Aerospace Technology, Mohammed Abdullah Ibrahim Al-Blushi. Nuclear Science and Materials, Nathaniel Alta. Nathan Golby. College of Arts and Law, School of History and Cultures, Master of Arts, João Carlos Malof Doneles. College of Medicine and Health, School of Health Sciences, Master of Science, Health Research Methods, Afaf Ahmad.
Well, they came into the hall as graduands, and then through some mysterious chemical or physical process, I'm not quite sure which, they've all turned into graduates. So shall we congratulate graduates of the University of Birmingham? My name's Professor Robin Mason. I'm Pro-Vice-Chancellor International here at the University of Birmingham. And, do you know, it's a real privilege to be able to share the moment of graduation with you all. It's the highlight of the year for us when, as I say, actually it's not a magical process. We know exactly how our graduates have turned from graduands to graduates. It's through perseverance, dedication, a lot of hard work, hopefully a lot of fun as well, overcoming all sorts of challenges, and it's just great to be able to share with you the moment when all of that hard work is rewarded. So this is a day definitely for celebration, and the good news is that I don't have a very long speech, so you can get to your celebration soon. But I would like to spend a little bit of time congratulating, a little bit of time reflecting, and then a little bit of time looking forward and anticipating. Now, although I'm very old now, I can remember, as Hester does, the day that I graduated. Like Hester, I am still the only person in my family to have gone to university, so I had no clue what this graduation thing entailed. Mine, if you thought coming up these stairs was terrifying, I had to kneel in a long gown and try and get back up again without tangling myself. So I remember that very clearly. I remember, yes, the trepidation, the excitement, proud parents and family and friends. What I remember in looking back, though, is actually how transformative that moment was for me. And that's one thing that I hope for you, our graduates, is I hope and know that you will look back at your time at Birmingham and realise just what a different person it's made you. So as you celebrate today, just think about how you've changed during your studies. Think about the resilience that you've demonstrated, whether you've done a one-year master's or a 3-year PhD. Actually, the record, I always like to chat to our graduates as they come up on stage. The record was 11 years somebody was doing their PhD, and they still did it. So that's fantastic resilience. That's what the University of Birmingham graduates are like. Determination, creativity to carry you through challenges, problems that you just don't see a way through, but you keep at it, and eventually it leads to triumph. So while celebrating, just think about your time here at Birmingham and how it's shaped you. And then look forward to all of the opportunities that await you. And again, I think Hester put it so nicely in her speech. where she emphasized that your path ahead is very unlikely to be linear. There'll be forward steps and side steps and backward steps. The important thing is, as Hester said, is to find your own path and enjoy doing that. And as you find your own path, know that you are part of a family. You don't just leave us today and never stay in touch, or at least I hope that's the case, because you're joining a family of more than 400,000 alumni in over 170 different countries. So wherever you go next, it's more likely than not that you'll bump into a Birmingham graduate. And wherever you go next, your story becomes part of the history of this university. And your stories are going to be woven into the fabric of our university's history. And there'll be stories of courage, innovation, and impact. So let me tell you one of those stories. This is the story of Ranjit Sondhi, who arrived in the UK on a scholarship, came to Birmingham, and earned a degree in theoretical physics. His father wanted him to pursue a life in science, but he chose a different path. He turned towards the community, founding the Asian Resource Centre in Birmingham and dedicating his life to education, equality and public service, including 2 decades as a lecturer in community education here at the University of Birmingham. His influence extended nationally through roles on bodies such as the Commission for Racial Equality, the BBC, and the Criminal Cases Review Commission. So Ranjit's story and the story of our other alumni remind us that progress often takes you in directions that you didn't anticipate. And it begins with imagination. And it also reminds us about the importance of service and courage. And again, I'd just like to pay tribute to Hester, who I think, as honorary graduate today, really exemplifies those principles of being about service, of being about openness and collaboration, of being committed to freedom of academic inquiry, but always with the aim of producing, in her words, nobly minded graduates. And if you have time between the end of this congregation and the start of your celebrations, I encourage you to go along the corridors either side of this great hall, and there you'll see museum objects, artworks, manuscripts, photographs and films that tell the stories of the people behind this university. And you'll see that they are stories of, as I've emphasized, discovery, perseverance, creativity and courage. And the exciting thing, I think, is that in the years to come, the stories of you graduates in the Great Hall this afternoon will be joining those, and people will be hearing about the paths that you've trodden in future years. We hope, we know that your time at Birmingham has equipped you with academic knowledge, academic skills, but really importantly, values that will enable you to go on and make a difference. Our graduates are intellectually curious, they look ahead to the future, and importantly, they act with humility and good judgment. Your actions, graduates, have the power to make a real difference in people's lives, and we want you to choose to make that difference a positive one. Standing on this very stage at our formal opening almost 125 years ago, King Edward VII laid down a challenge to all our students. He said, "I say that the honour and dignity of this university are largely in your hands, and I look to you to initiate and hand down worthy traditions to your successors." Now, he said that, as I say, almost 125 years ago, but those words remain as true today as they were then. Each one of you is now part of the university's legacy. Each one of you will shape what the university becomes. And if I can indulge myself by giving you one last word of advice, let me say this. Of course, be the best that you can be, but be aware that life is a team sport. And you will thrive and succeed if you seek out and bring out the best in others and not just yourselves. Lead lives of service, seeking to make a positive difference in the world. We know that you will. So it just remains for me to say once again, graduates of 2025, you're brilliant, you did it. Congratulations and enjoy your celebrations. Well done. I declare the congregation closed.
The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni has come to an end. The procession begins to stream out of the Great Hall, carrying with them the maces that were set down at the start of the ceremony. It's a nice bit of visual poetry that bookends the ceremony. As those maces are carried forward, so too are our graduates onto their next adventure. This is a powerful moment for our graduates, representing the culmination of years of dedicated study, the education, connections, and friendships they have made at Birmingham will last a lifetime. The University of Birmingham is known for producing great thinkers, change makers, and innovators. From Nobel Prize winners to sporting champions, this institution has shaped minds that go on to make a real difference in the world. Today's graduates are stepping into that legacy, ready to make their mark, whether they're heading into research, launching businesses, or, let's be honest, finally taking a proper break before the next adventure begins. From the Great Hall to the wider world, our graduates will carry the knowledge, ambition, and spirit of Birmingham in their next chapter. Wherever you're watching from, this is not just an ending. It is the beginning of something exceptional. The live stream has now ended.